Hello everyone. In this presentation, we'll be learning about prior art search. Prior art is any literature which is available in the public domain. It can be non-patent literature like books and journals, online content, meeting and conference content, and published and granted patents. It is important to conduct a prior art search before filing patents, but also before doing any kind of research. Research can be performed in any field by students, teachers, and researchers. As students, a lot of time we have to make projects, and for that, we generally restrict our searches to Google databases or Google Scholar database and look for papers filed by experts in our field and conclude our analysis for projects based on that information. However, most of the good articles are paid and we are not able to read the full text. On the contrary, the full text of patents is easily available in several patent databases, and patents contain the latest information in every field. One of the main requirements for getting a patent is that information should be available in that much detail that someone can replicate the invention by reading your patent. Therefore, learning how to do a prior art search is important for everyone, including students, teachers, researchers, innovators with or without science background and with or without the need to file a patent. Also, whenever you are searching for a product, you will not get information in research articles. You will have to research on the companies that are selling similar products and find your relevant product from their product section. What happens if you file a patent without doing a prior art search? One of the basic elements of a patent is that it should be novel, like we've already studied in the previous section. And sometimes, with the vast amount of information that is out there, lot of people think it is new, but it is not. And lot of time people have ideas which are out of their technical expertise. They think they have a good idea of how to change things, but more likely the less familiar you are with the technology, there would be something that can blindside you. Because the patents are worldwide, they are territorial, but the search that is conducted is worldwide. It means if you are filing a patent in India, you will get rights only in India. But if you want to file a patent in India, the search would be done worldwide. So even if somebody have a patent in China or Japan on the technology that you're working on, you will not get a patent. Even if you're expert in that field, how is it possible to know everything that people are doing, especially behind closed doors? So it is always helpful to do the search. If you don't do the search, you pay the attorney filing fees. Patent office also does the search. And a patent examiner, finds a prior art that is exactly similar to what you have done. And then you have wasted all your time and money of your research and ultimately you're getting nothing. So we conclude that a prior art search can help you save the time and money for drafting, filing and prosecuting. It helps you to focus the specification on the novel and inventive steps of the technology. You can identify the relative ideas that might inspire ways to broaden your claims. As you've already studied, you can anticipate the prior art objections because when you do the search, you also find the relevant patent documents. And the examiner will also follow the same procedure to do a search. So, the documents that the examiner will identify at a later stage, you can identify your documents early and have a defense for the same in the same specification. By defense, I mean you need to explain how your invention is different from the document that the examiner has identified. It can also help you to get grants and sponsorship from investors. Because if you conduct a search until the inventor, that your inventor or your investor or anybody that you've gone to get grants, that your product is new, then the investor is more likely to invest in your research if they come to know that your innovation is innovative and he'll gain large amount of money by licensing the technology if he buys or invests in the technology right now. Now, where do you start? First of all, you need to ask several questions from yourself that will help you to identify keywords and concepts. The first question that you should ask yourself is, what is the purpose of the invention that I am doing? Is it only a device or an ornamental design, or it is a product, or it is a process? What is that invention made of? Especially in case of chemistry and pharmaceutical invention, the physical composition is very important. Like if you're manufacturing a drug, what is that drug made of? What are the different components that are very essential? How will that invention be used? Because one of the main requirements for getting a patent is that the invention should have industrial applicability. So usability is very important. Because ultimately whenever you are getting a patent, you want to commercialize it. If people are not going to use it, what is the point of filing it in the very first place? And if you want to conduct a search, what are the keywords and the technical terms that will describe the nature of your invention in the best possible manner? You should consult a technical dictionary to help you find the appropriate terms. Now, how to perform a prior art search? First of all understand the subject technology. Whatever you want to make or whatever you're trying to do a research on, it is very important to understand that technology and recognize all the key points or what we call key features of the technology. If a technology is, instead of writing in a paragraph, we should write bullet wise. These are the key points or these are the novel and inventive steps of our technology. We call this particular step as key feature construction. Then identify all the relevant words and synonyms of the technology. Synonyms mean similar words. You combine your keywords together to form search queries. Like whenever you're doing a search, you don't do your search with a single keyword. You combine all the possible combination and then restrict them by, using your operators and or that we will learn in the later sections. And perform a search in different patent and non-patent databases. This particular step is called as keyword identification and search. After you have identified the relevant documents, compare the features of your technology against prior art and identify the overlapping and non-overlapping features. Overlapping features are the ones which are very similar to what you are doing, and there is prior art that discloses those features. And non-overlapping features are the ones which are novel and inventive and are not present in any document. This particular step is called as key feature mapping. And finally, you conclude your analysis based on extent of overlap. The overlapping features are not novel, and your invention lies in the non-overlapping features. Now, to better understand it, we'll have an example of how to do a prior art search on an invention entitled needle-free glucose monitoring device. So this is an invention disclosure that is given. I'll just read out the disclosure for you. Type 1 diabetes is becoming more prevalent worldwide. Even children of age group 2 and 3, they are having type 1 diabetes these days. And in patients which are suffering from type 1 diabetes, continuous monitoring of glucose level is very important. On a daily basis, you need to monitor glucose level at several different intervals of time. The commercially available glucometers are easy to use and provide quick and accurate readings. But what is the drawback of these glucometers is that repeated pricking of patients' fingers for carrying out the test. To overcome this pain associated with repeated pricking, the present invention, so this is your invention and whatever we had talked before, that is the background. The present invention discloses a glucometer, including a small patch sensor that can easily be applied to the upper arm. The glucometer includes a reading device that is used to read the glucose levels. The device scans the patch sensor so as to obtain the glucose level. Glucometer does not involve any needle or blood, and the patch sensor can be used for any number of times per day for 15 days. So to overcome the pain, this is our invention which we are talking about. Since we have written in a paragraph form, we need to break it into different key features for conducting the search. The keywords that we'll be using for doing the search are needle, blood, prick, pierce, puncture, less, free, without, gluco, sugar, meter, monitor, determine, measure, access, evaluate, quantify, patch, sensor, sensing, reading, and obtain. You must be wondering why are we putting a star over the keywords? By putting a star, we want to make sure that the term is broad and we are not putting any limitation. For example, determine star will search for determines, determining. Similarly, measure star will search for measuring, measures, measured, so that we are covering all combinations that are possible. Now we have constructed key features using our invention. What X denotes are the features which are already present in the prior art documents that we have searched, and 0 denotes absence of a feature. We need to break down the invention into several features. If you look at this example, we have made 5 key features. The first key feature is a needle-free glucometer including a sensor and a reading device. We have separated sensor and reading device because it is a possibility that some patent talks about sensor and some about a reading device. So we are covering both. And for our analysis mapping, it is better to put them into different columns. The sensor can be easily applied to upper arm. The reading device scans the patch sensor to obtain the glucose level. The glucometer does not involve any blood. The patch sensor can be used for any number of times per day for 15 days. From a search, we identified 4 patent documents that disclose our invention. And from patent mapping, we came to know that only our last feature is novel and inventive. So we can file this feature on as claims. So these zeros will help us earn dollars later on. So these zeros are one of the most important for our search because the zeros are the one that will actually proceed further for filing a patent or getting a novel righted. Because whatever 1, 2, 3, 4 features are, they're already available in the prior art. Now let's look at the databases for doing the prior art searches. These are the patent databases that we use, which are freely available and they give you full text of the documents. The databases are Google Patent, eSpaceNet, PatentScope, USPTO, and NPAS. So Google Patents let you search more than 10 million granted patents and more than 4 million patent applications from around the world for free. It is one of the most used databases which is very user friendly. eSpaceNet, largest free patent database available with more than 90 million patents from more than 80 countries. PatentScope, this database has 66 million patents from 51 countries, including the United States. USPTO, United States only. It doesn't have patents from other jurisdictions. NPAS is restricted to India only. So we'll be reading about databases in detail in the next section, and we'll be doing hands-on training on 2 databases, Google Patents and NPAS. Apart from these patent databases, we have several non-patent databases also. So these are the websites for the patent database. And these are some of the non-patent databases that most of us, all the people who are researching or, working in different labs, they might not be aware of patent databases, but these non-patent databases are well known to each and everyone. And the non-patent databases are Google Scholar, PubMed Central, Science Direct, IEEE, and IP.com. They're very user-friendly. You just have to put the keywords and you can easily do searches in these databases. Apart from this, non-patent search is also done on Google, relevant company websites, online company white papers, product brochures, and videos. So these are the databases on which you can do a search, and search is very important for everybody who's in academia, be student, teachers. And it is not very important that you need to file a patent to do a prior art search. Even you are doing any kind of research, even at your home, it is better to look at patent databases and identify all the relevant information. Hope this particular video is useful to you, all of you, and thank you and have a nice day.